use this app for other things.
Absolutely. What's up, Ed Jones? How are you, sir?
I'm pretty pooped out, but I'm pretty happy. I hope everybody's staying stable and staying well. But we are certainly busy here trying to fulfill the needs of people who actually really require nutritional products and some food items.
Well, and I'm going to my page because I want to make sure we're up and live, and I'm going to share this to my personal page. But let me do this. I'm going to tell everybody why I have you on. Ed Jones is the owner of Nutrition World. He is the owner and host of a podcast called the Holistic Navigator. You can find that at theholisticnavigator.com. And he also is the co-host of a radio show with Dr. Green called Vital Health Radio. If you want to hear any of those, you can go to this the description in this video, and it gives you links. Now, you said you're pooped, and that's because your store now, if I'm not mistaken, will do curbside service and online shopping.
Yes, and also we allow two people only at one time to come into a front center. They can't shop, but we shop for them.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
that has been very beneficial. And again, we sanitize everything. We're safe. We're doing more precautions than I think the majority ever do. We make sure we take temperatures of employees in the morning, blank, 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 every single thing. And the sad thing is, we've got allergy season coming on, and so every stinking person who has, got a little cough from allergies is all worried. And we can, help alleviate some of that by nourishing the body, because I can explain to the nth detail why I believe that the people who get coronavirus, the 3 to 4 to 5% who get really ill, we can explain that. And I truly think that there's certain options that are possible for people to give. Number one, give them peace of mind. Right now, we need more calmness, more peace of mind than we've ever needed in the history of my life. And we will end up getting through this. But in this stage, we need a toolkit. We need things to rely on. And I can tell you, medicinal mushrooms, the right vitamin A, the right D, the right this and that. I've got it all in print. I've got it on websites. So it's available.
Well, we're going to talk about that just for a second, because I know you told me this before we came on. It's not like you're sitting on your nutrition world throne watching people work. You're lifting boxes, loading bags, and carrying stuff.
Hey, I unloaded 200 pounds or 300 pounds of beef, organically or grass fed beef, just last Saturday. We sterilized every packet. Uh, I'm not a lazy person, but I don't like doing all this work. No, no, no,
That
no.
comes from the man that I saw jump rope for an hour straight. Damn, man.
That was nothing compared to this. This is a new
Well,
world record.
well, the two things I want to say, and I know how this works. I'm going to say some stuff, and you'll take off running with it. But I saw a post from a friend of ours, Matt Davis, a couple of days ago about how maybe now, because I give myself a lot of grief, but I've been in the health industry. I worked in a gym, and yeah, I'm about 25, 30 pounds overweight, but that's some decisions I've made in the last year. But the habits we have are important. And I saw Matt's post about maybe now the attention to obesity and the vitamins. And now that we're starting to hear people that we consider leaders, the high up medical professionals say vitamin D, vitamin C, and your weight, high blood pressure, all that's important now.
The house of cards of conventional medical thinking is crumbling, because now the public finally realizes that there's not magic bullets. There's not a wizard behind the white coat that's going to wave a wand. And they serve wonderful purposes. But when it comes to staying well, and again, I want to repeat, I can get this virus. We all can. I can get a
Right.
flu. I can get a cold. The difference is, how are we going to journey through it? Are we going to come out on the other side just like we always do? You're going to have a kind of crappy week, and then you'll get better, and you'll come back to work, and all is fine. That's what we try to accomplish. Just because you get a virus doesn't mean that you're unhealthy. We have to nourish the body so that the unhealthiness doesn't go secondary into pneumonia, this, that, and whatever. And we now know, I mean, we can barely get to the hospital because they don't even want us.
Yeah.
And you can't go to your doctor. Well, we're going to have to become a self-reliant society, which we should anyway, on not thinking that everyone's an expert in every field. We can be good at a lot of things on our own. And we are going to, this world will never be the same about the respect for nutrition, foods, managing your weight, realizing that over medication is deadly, just like we now know that ibuprofen is probably what caused all the pneumonia in Italy, because we know for a fact, I mean, everyone says this, you cannot take ibuprofen or nonsteroidal anti-inflammatories during this episode, or you're going to turn it into something really bad.
Well, and so what I want to do to respect your time and to know you have people that are needing your services, I'm gonna ask you a question about each of these products, and you take 30 seconds to a minute and tell me why they're important. The number one thing is vitamin D.
Vitamin D is actually a hormone, but it regulates the immune system. And I want to kind of preface this with the fact that what is the purpose of me putting together information on this particular illness? And I have to say legally, we're not treating the disease. We're not trying to treat the virus. You have to go to your doctor if you want to do that. But we know how to prevent what's called a cytokine storm. What's happened to people who are in the hospital in bad shape is the immune system went overboard and it attacked the virus many times stronger than it would any other virus that we've ever had. The problem is that creates collateral damage, and that
Right.
damage is found in the lung, and then the lung starts accumulating fluids, and then that's pneumonia. Fluid in the lung is pneumonia. And so, if the immune system can stay modulated, which means it's not overly active, but it's not underly weak, it will kill the virus and we will not have a cytokine storm. So, when you do vitamin D, it's sending a message to the immune system: be strong, be robust, but be level and even. We're telling the vitamin D is telling the immune system, do not go overboard. And that also includes doing the vitamin A, the vitamin C, but the medicinal mushrooms are the most potent way to instruct the immune system to not go overboard. These are not the mushrooms on your salad bar. These are mushrooms very specialized, like reishi and shiitake and this and that. And they come in capsules. They're easy to take. You do have to take more than the box says if you're feeling ill. But if you do that alone, those four things, and you take higher doses if you're feeling ill, the chances are you'll be fine. Now, there is a big list of about 14 things you could consider, but those are the four big ones: A, C, D, and medicinal mushrooms.
Well, and you know what's funny? I said I'm going to mention a couple of things, and you went through vitamin C and mushrooms, and this is the first time that I can remember me and you having any vitamin A.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is an unusual thing. We never sell vitamin A on a normal basis, and but the researches that I've had, especially with, I've got two docs on my podcast, the Holistic Navigator. Dr. Wolfson is a cardiologist, and Dr. Smith is just a genius. And we know that the lungs, when you have low vitamin A, the lungs become weaker. That's one reason people can be very sickly when they're old. It's also prevents damage to the eyes. That's why they can give African children vitamin A, one single shot, prevent blindness. It's a powerful nutrient, but it protects the lungs, and that's what we're trying to do when you take it. But again, it's down to therapeutic dosing, which means if you take what's on the bottle, it's not going to work.
You
You have to
know,
take about 7 days of very high dosing.
one of the things that I hope comes out of this is I love the fact you sell supplements. I love it. I live on them because we in a world, I've heard you say this, we can't get everything we need from our food like we used to be able to. But I do look forward to the focus going back to what food can we get and use supplements as a secondary thing and not looking to the pill.
Absolutely. Well, the truth is, your great great grandmother could eat one orange, and today you have to eat 8 oranges to get the same nutrient value that she got on one. So that's a sad place because of soil depletion. So that's why you have to supplement. Of course, when we're supplementing now and during this stuff, we're actually not supplementing to fight soil depletion. We're therapeutically trying to do something to the body to trigger it to do something special, which is, stay well and get well.
I've, I've also read a bunch that not only we've heard the Surgeon General come out and say vitamin D is super important, but and this sounds so simple. We talk about it all the time, but water, just
Oh,
flushing your body with as much water as possible is so important. And I'm be honest, I bet you if you've watched my videos today, because I'm trying to do a bunch, I bet I go through about 20 of these a day now.
well, and it's very true. And I don't think we need to be drinking more than 3 quarts a day. People who say I've got a gallon or two a day, that really isn't necessary. It can actually overwork the kidneys slightly. So do about 3 quarts if you want, no less than 2 quarts. and do it in divided doses. But yes, when your body is dehydrated, you are setting yourself up for all kind of not good things.
How about your green drink? I've been promoting it on my Facebook page. That green drink is super important. Actually, just so you know, one of the guys that was helping me when I came in to ask for the drink that Ed drinks, and that was about 4 weeks ago, he said, I'll be honest with you, this has so many good vitamins in it that if someone could not afford a multivitamin with this drink, the drink would be good for that too.
It's better than any multivitamin. It doesn't exactly replace it, but again, if you have to choose, it is the way to go. And the reason is it protects the liver, it protects the kidneys, it makes you alkaline. When you're acidic, you are more disease prone. It eliminates toxins from your body. You're not eating the greens. Nobody is. These are 50 different greens that all have different purposes. So no, yes, you're right. This is probably the king daddy next to vitamin D that is important to be doing. Now, it isn't something I would do if I was sickly because this is a long-term process of building with greens. I would still go back to the therapeutic dosing of nutrients.
All right, so let's do this because we're right at. I'm gonna get you off this quick. We're at about 11 minutes. I want to go back over this. Of course, you drink your water, wash your hands, but you talked about mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin A, the green drink. And I know you can go to your website and you'll find most of this. Is there anything that you want to tell people they need to be thinking about, and then wrap it up with telling everybody how they can find and shop on your website?
Well, first off, I want to say that I've been watching health and observing it astutely for 4 decades, and we are not getting the accurate information. Every country has a different story. Yes, Italy is terribly with the news, and it's probably moderately accurate. Why that is, we don't know. But the mailman who just came in here an hour ago told me the facts of the U.S. Postal Service. There is 85 postmen or post people who have coronavirus. I said, really? How many people are total in the postal system? And he said something close to 700,000. I could not mentally do the math, but I think that I did it right. That means it's 0.01%. And you talking about risk, they're walking in every damn business in town that's open. They are exposing their bodies and breath to the air. People, I mean, yes, there's going to be horror stories, but that's true of motorcycles and me flying an airplane. If I watched every single video every single week of people who crash in small planes, I would never fly a plane. Yes, it is serious stuff. I'm not saying it's not, but we have gone overboard with this fear. Fear produces cortisol. Cortisol suppresses your immune system. And it's not, I can't say I have a switch to turn mine off either. I journey through it every day. But we
Right.
have to understand that we're going to get through this. We're going to do it in a fashion that may take months, but there's a green light on the other side. But nourish the body with nutrients. Have a toolkit ready. So if you're starting to feel bad, you don't panic. You have something to touch on that you can trust. And I can tell you, I trust it with my health. And that doesn't mean I won't get it, but I will not get super sick unless the cards are already lined up in heaven that I'm supposed to leave here.
That's right. And people can find out more at nutritionw.com. They want to hear some podcast about the more specifically with experts on the immune system. They could go to the holisticnavigator.com, and I'm sure vitalhealthradio.com has stuff too. So go look at his website, nutritionw.com. Check out the mushrooms, the vitamin D, C, A, the green drink. And if they have questions, I'm sure they can call or email and find out more specifics about their situation.
Absolutely. And we have all the great meat. We have got 900 pounds of honey the other day. We've got salmon. We've got all kind of foods for people.
Do you have elderberry?
We still have elderberry. I'm not recommending that to people. If people want
Oh,
it, it's fine. But that's not one of my recommendations.
wow. Good. Okay. See, I wish we had longer. That's a podcast. That's a good podcast.
Yeah.
All right, Ed, I know you're super busy. I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir, my friend. Take care.
All right. Thank y'all. Everybody, we'll talk to you later. Bye.